Ever since The Sims 4 Horse Ranch, I was kind of unwillingly stuck with rather negative reviews for The Sims 4 expansion packs. Famously, my for rent review being called 40 Reasons Not to Buy The Sims 4 for Rent for $40, which made me feel a little bit like one of those YouTubers who have nothing nice to say about The Sims and just keep making videos criticizing it. But unfortunately, I still do believe that I was really being constructive and offered 40 very concrete reasons why the pack was not finished and was broken. After that one, I was really hoping with Lovestruck to be able to provide a really positive and nice review, but unfortunately that pack was just not really deep and detailed enough for me for an expansion pack, if you ask me. When it was announced that just 3 months after that we are getting another expansion pack, The Sims 4 Life and Death, I was a little bit skeptical. And also in my previous video where I was stating my expectations for this pack and some features that I was expecting, I was also saying I am not even excited for the pack because we are getting so much content lately that I cannot even build the craving for new content. However, friends, I think that my days of just having to rant about the new packs are over. I have been saved, and today I actually have some really nice things to say about the new The Sims 4 Life and Death. And so in this video, I want to talk about The Sims 4 Life and Death and whether I think it's worth it. I will go through all the parts, gameplay, cast, build and buy, discuss details of the new features, what I think is good about them, what is bad, what I think could have been done differently. If you wonder why the review is coming out just right now, it's because I am not part of the EA Creator Network and I just got the pack on the normal release date, and I also always want to make sure that I really properly play the new packs on Twitch live streams and also in private before I am able to give my really proper and valuable review of them. I will also link full videos of me playing with the pack after release on Twitch in the pinned comment in case you want to get inspired or just want something to listen to while cooking. I also do script record and edit all of my videos by myself, and this one will take approximately 1 week of not leaving home to work on. So if you could just leave this video a little like to get it to more people, that would be so very appreciated, and thank you so much if you decided to do so. And now, let's get into this review of The Sims 4 Life and Death. Cemeteries are a new lot type, and oh god, why did it take us 10 years to get them into the game? We also got this one in the new world, and I honestly love that they made it this huge. The requirements are very easy with just a headstone or urn, toilet, bench and a trash can, so you can basically do whatever you want from it. If you want, you can make it to be this church-like funeral place like this pre-made one, which by the way is absolutely beautiful. If you want, you can get a crypt for it as well, and you can get a bunch of different places for Sims to rest. I think this grave customization was so necessary and needed. Not only in terms of different gravestones to be able to choose from so that not every single sim is buried the same way, but also a choice for an urn instead. And also this big stone graveside. This is how around where I come from we tend to bury our loved ones and then decorate it with flowers and other stuff. Crypts work as objects that you can place on cemeteries but also anywhere else, and your sims can go on a special quest inside where some scary stuff is happening and also get some cool items from them. They can woohoo in a crypt or nap there as well. And as I said, since cemeteries have such low requirements as a lot type, you can really make them whatever fits your storytelling and preferences. And we do definitely like this part of customization. Just one little note. I was thinking and I realized that cemeteries this way will never ever be base game, which is really sad if you ask me. I know that you can still create some fake cemeteries without the lot type, without the pack, but still I feel like cemeteries are such a very basic thing to have, but unfortunately it's going to be this way from now on, and otherwise I have to say I am really happy with cemeteries. I am so happy we are finally getting funerals into the franchise, and thinking about it, I don't understand how we didn't have them, for example, also in The Sims 3 already. So when a sim dies, you can plan a funeral event where you can choose who is the departed sim, who is invited to the funeral, you can hire extra mourners and an entertainer. You can also set the dress code similar to weddings. Then you choose traditions that you want to fulfill during the funeral, such as moment of silence, eulogy, either lighthearted or mournful, lighting candles, but also playing instruments, dancing and serving food. You have 2 places fitting really nicely for funerals already available in the new world. The cemetery, which has this funeral house included already, which I think looks extremely fitting, and also this bar where on the upper floor you also have everything you need for a funeral. When I tried playing with the funeral, it also seemed like everything was working. Sims would sit when they were supposed to sit, were quiet when they were supposed to be quiet, and so on. After doing those basic things, I did not have really much to do, but also in real life that's just the leftover time you spend talking with your family. I have to also admit I was being a little bit skeptical about how funerals would work in The Sims 4, considering its family-friendly nature. And I have to say, for me personally, this balance is still there. It still looks like a very real event with real emotions, but at the same time, it is not too morbid, with casket being put under the ground and things like that. Overall, I am really happy with the funerals, and they genuinely surprised me. Next, your Sims can write a will. They can do so by going to the town hall in the Ravenwood. Supposedly there is also a way on a computer I did not find, or they meet this lawyer at one of the festivals. They can do a bunch of stuff there, and I love the detail. First, of course, they can decide what to do with the money. You can split the money between either your family and acquaintances or donate a portion of it to the charity. You can set certain build and buy items to be heirlooms, for example, if you have some expensive or personally important items, so that they will get passed down to others. If your Sim has children or pets, you can choose where they should go once the Sim dies, which, oh my god, I love the detail, and I love that they are not just distributed randomly throughout the world. A Sim can decide how the funeral for them should look like, what traditions it should contain, how they want their remains to be handled, what gravestone or urn they want to have, and you can also write a message for the Sims to read with the will and generally decide what tone the message has. Is it sad? Is it funny? And the Sims will react that way when they are reading the will. I love this little detail, and when you realize it didn't even require any new animation for the game and so on, I feel like it's a really small detail, but it makes such a huge difference for the storytelling. It's so much more natural for a Sim to write a will than once when they die, just going to the world map and distributing all the children and money and everything. So overall, really happy with this one as well. Next, we got two new careers, one of them being an active one and one being a rabbit hole one. The active one is the Reaper profession, and here I changed my mind by 180 degrees. In my previous video, I was saying I really don't want to be playing this Grim Reaper career because that way Grim will just lose the mystery. He will not be untouchable anymore. But playing with the career, I had so much fun, and it did not take away from Grim's mystery. Grim is still mysterious and is your boss, so you are not Grim Reaper when in the profession. You are just an employee of Grim Reaper. So overall, this magic with Grim Reaper that I was a little bit afraid about has been preserved. And regarding the career itself, it is an active career and you can do a bunch of versatile tasks. From practicing reaping to reading about your assignments, then investigating what is cause of death, reaping itself, talking to families of the dead Sims, back in the office, preparing the death certificate, and even some very corporate funny tasks like ordering office supplies. You will also need the new thanatology skill, fitness, and charisma skill. So I was genuinely surprised by how much I have enjoyed playing with this career, especially because I am not this kind of occult, kind of supernatural, magical player. I do play very real-life storytelling in The Sims. However, I do think it's exactly because of the huge variety of things that you have to do in this profession that it doesn't get too boring too soon. And the second career is the Undertaker career. This is a rabbit hole one and has two branches, mortician or funeral director. I like to see also this kind of darker career in The Sims 4. After all, this is a real-life career that some people do have, and I like to see this variety coming with the game. So overall, also really happy with the new careers. We have, I would call it 1+1 new death. One completely new one is being attacked by Crow. I was actually kind of happy to see how achievable it was to die by the Crow. My Sim would provoke it multiple times, then we would get this pop-up that she might die if we don't stop. And she really did eventually die. The reason why I like this is because with Lovestruck I was trying so hard to get my Sim to choke on those sweets. I literally have bought like 20 packs of sweets and was eating them all one by one while sad, and no matter what, I could not get them to die. And that can also be frustrating if you really want them to die for some storytelling purposes. With the Crow, I knew exactly what to do and have done it within a few attempts. Otherwise, the Crow, as expected, works similar to hamsters in the game. You can befriend it and it can give you gifts, but you will not be able to see it flying around freely, similar to how cats and dogs work. And why I said we have 1+1 new death is because the second one is technically not a new one, it just has new visuals. And that is probably the oldest and the most basic out of all the deaths. The death by old age. Your Sim will now not just fall on the floor when dying from old age, they can actually die in sleep. It happened to me too, and honestly I love the realness of this. Everything else goes as usual and their urn will appear next to their bed afterwards. Also, now when your Sims die, you can choose for them to become a free roaming ghost, which is similar to how they were working until now, a playable ghost with ghosts being a new occult, or to be reborn, to which I will come back later. Next, ghosts as an occult. I am not the most qualified regarding the occults in The Sims 4 because I don't play with them too much, but I will still give you my best opinion. So with base game update, now you can either create a ghost in cast, or as I mentioned, switch to being a playable ghost once your Sim dies. With this, you will level up the way on the skill tree by earning experience points similar to vampires or werewolves. You can then choose between unlocking good, bad, or neutral abilities with the points, depending on which kind of ghost you want to be. Bad ghost abilities include terrifying Sims, summoning trash and puddles, haunting Sims improvements in sleep or shortening lifespans. Positive ones include cleaning and repairing objects, giving good dreams, saving Sims from dying, or extending Sims' lifespan. Neutral ones include the new ethereal woohoo with humans, which, by the way, this is how it looks like. The human Sim temporarily turns into a ghost and they can woohoo in an object. Other options are stopping needs, teleporting to any home, or napping in objects. I found that the easiest way to level up as a ghost without cheats was simply getting the Dispeller ability, choosing a bathroom, possessing toilets, sinks, and showers to break them, and then with the ability cleaning it to gain experience points. As you level up by one level, you can get the maintenance ability, letting you also repair them. So from there, it was a constant circle of possessing to break, ghostly cleaning for points, ghostly repairing for points, and again breaking everything, and so on and so on and so on. I found that otherwise leveling up as a ghost was a little bit slow and difficult for me, so this was my best cheat for this. Once you complete all the levels of being a ghost and choose your abilities of choice in the skill tree, you can either get the Benevolent Blessing if you are using your abilities for good things, or Otherworldly Curse if for bad things. My Sim was able to complete the Benevolent Blessing one because of her non-stop cleaning and repairing to level her up, and she got this tattoo on her arm as a result. Soul's Journey is a new system that is working similar to Aspiration, and while on one side I really do like it, on the other side I do wish it worked a little bit different. Let me explain. So with Soul's Journey you create this bucket list, but you can only choose categories from which the goal should be. For example, travel, success, creativity, family, and the game will randomly give you a task from this category. Only Sims who have chased by death trait or who have seen someone die can choose their own goals because they have straight priorities since they feel so close to dying. You can have 4 in total at the time, and if you don't like them you can scrap the whole list at once and start over again. Every time you complete one of these goals, you level up, and during your lifetime you can complete 6 in total, which completes your soul's journey. This way, when you die, you will have an option to rebirth. Now, I do really like the idea of some bigger goals for your Sims. The community has been complaining for so long about aspirations not really always being hard or deep. Some even have just one level to them, and we have been missing some bigger purpose for our Sims' lives, something similar to how community-made challenges work. Mostly with the community-made challenges, you have some pre-made rules for each generation, saying, for example, they are supposed to reach level 10 of this skill, level 10 of this career, have this and this many kids. And with the icons on the new Soul's Journey, it did look like that at first. For me, it looked like visiting some destination, maxing a skill, a career, then maybe something with family, and maybe some other 2 special tasks. So the way I hoped it would work would be, for example, I choose a Sim whose goal would be to live in Solani, have level 10 in cooking, have mastered the cooking career, have no kids their whole life, own a house worth 150k simoleons, and befriend a celebrity, for example. That's just an example of how I was imagining it would work, but it does work completely different. With Soul's Journey, you can, for example, choose multiple goals from the travel category, like to spend your day in Ciudad Enamorada, another one in Chomarang, another one in Copperdale, and it will count as 3 goals, and half of your Soul's Journey is done. So it's not even necessarily that way that the Soul's Journey of your Sims defines their journey of life in terms of many things, for example, where they live, what are their skills, what is their career, family life, and so on. And even adding that most of your Sims will not even be able to choose the goals by themselves, it will be randomized for them. So overall, it doesn't have such a big purpose as I was hoping. It's kind of just like a ticket to rebirth. And also not to mention how different the effort for some of these goals can be. Some goals include maxing a skill to level 10, which takes a long time and much effort, and another one like this, reaffirm all suspicions, can be completed with a quick computer interaction. And the effort gap of having to max some level 10 skill and only doing some computer interaction is really huge. So I was able to go through writing goals and scrapping them until I got some more easy ones and completed the Soul's Journey pretty quickly with my Sim. Although, as I said, I do believe it is something that is supposed to be worked on for a longer time and have a bigger purpose. It is not the worst feature, it is also not bugged in any way, it is not probably even bad, it is just that I personally was expecting something else. And so once you complete your Soul's Journey during your lifetime, you grant yourself the right to be reborn after you die. If you have not completed the Soul's Journey during the lifetime, you can still do it as a ghost, it will be just remained to unfinished business. And if you fulfill another 2 goals after death as a ghost, you will get the Burning Soul trait, letting you keep one of the past traits with you after rebirth. Next, Rebirth, and oh boy, how much was I not expecting The Sims to bring reincarnation into the Sims franchise, but low-key, I love it. I know you might be getting a little bit confused about all the Soul's Journey stuff and so on and so on, so once again, when you complete your Soul's Journey as a living Sim or a ghost, you can decide to rebirth. You will be able to choose the household where you want to rebirth and are taken to cast. Here you can either decide to keep the look of the Sim from the previous life and can even anytime return to this look no matter what changes you have already made, or you can create create a fully new sim. You can even choose their age, you can set their family relationships other than the romantic ones, and if you have completed the soul's journey, including the 2 goals from the afterlife one, you have the burning soul trait and can choose traits from the past life. I am not sure whether I will personally use this all that much, but I just love seeing so many people in the community being so excited about this feature because they are not quite yet ready to give up their sims after they die. But all in all, very unexpected and deep feature, and I feel like it's really well thought out and executed. We got a new aspiration, Ghost Historian. The whole point in short is learning a lot about death with thanatology skill, befriending ghosts and exploring in crypts. And then learning the writing skill to write horror books about it and earning royalties. It's a 3-level aspiration, and I have to say I was having fun playing with it because of how weirdly specific it is, and it's just something else and unexpected. With traits we got 3 that you can choose from Cass. Chased by Death means that the sims are supposed to be more likely to die and are thus also aware of their mortality. Macabre sims are fascinating by death and afterlife, and skeptical sims are just skeptical and want proof of everything around them. I have to admit I personally did not see some real influence of these traits other than having some interactions available when talking to other sims, but I was not aware of these sims acting certain way. However, I have to admit it might be maybe a little bit more visible when playing with the sims for a longer time, so I will just give it a benefit of the doubt. The new world Ravenwood is inspired by Romania, and it makes me so happy as also someone from Eastern Europe. The world is divided between 3 neighborhoods. Morning Vale is this upper neighborhood which is all mysterious, dark and full of ghosts, and this is the one focused on afterlife. Whispering Glen is this beautiful green neighborhood full of natural beauty and is focused on life itself. And then we have this downtown area called Crow's Crossing that brings them together. Talking just from the aesthetical perspective, the world is absolutely beautiful, pretty big and very detailed. I also absolutely love it being divided to this life-focused and afterlife-focused part, since I am not a player who plays a lot with this magical supernatural stuff, and this way this world offers something for everyone. Finally, we also got some big lots to build on, which was one of my biggest critique points for the For Rent pack, and the builds are made by talented simmers and it does really show. The builds are beautiful. From the lots, as I have been saying with every pack at this point, many good lot types are just locked behind packs like restaurants, spa and so on. So again, we got a good old bar and a nightclub apart from the cemetery we already talked about. And one thing I am extremely happy with is bringing the Spectre family back to the franchise with Olive Spectre and Nyan Spectre, aka Nervous Subject, which have some very deep lore from The Sims 2. Keywords: serial killing, torture, social services involvement, crazy scientists, and so on. By the way, let me know in the comments if you would like some videos explaining the lore from the previous Sims games, because I am really tempted to make one about this family specifically. And also worth mentioning about the world, there is this quest Alice's Sorrow that is about a mourning ghost mother who has lost her children. This ghost girl Judith going around the wishing well is also part of that too, if you were wondering, but I will not spoil the story any more than saying you will have to visit different neighborhoods and places to find Alice's children again. Tarot cards are a new collection and the whole community is absolutely obsessed by it, so I will include it as well. Basically, there are certain ways how you can get the tarot cards by helping townies with favors, exploring in a crypt, purchasing them from the ghost merchant. And the point is to find all the lost cards and complete the whole deck. And can we talk about how extremely beautiful the actual art on them is? In my legacy challenge I play on Twitch, we have to complete a certain number of collections throughout all the generations, and you have guessed it, I will not care about the frogs from now on when I can be collecting these beautiful tarot cards. By the way, they also added them as an artwork that you can just easily hang on your wall in Build and Buy, which I'm also so happy about. Let me show you some examples of how the art looks like. Absolutely beautiful and unique for The Sims as well. Let's move on to Cass, and oh boy, the Cass is so good. Not everything is necessarily my style or what I am going to use the most, but still I can admit that those things are really well made and do fit the style. If you want a real deep dive into the Cass and all the discussions we had about the new items, go and watch the full Twitch livestream, which is posted on my second YouTube channel, focused on Cass and the world of this pack. It will be linked in the pinned comment. But before we go into the Cass, I would really like to thank Daria for continuous support of me as a content creator with the channel membership. Thank you so much. And if you would like to also support me as a content creator, you can do so either by becoming a YouTube channel member or a Patreon supporter, and thank you so much if you consider doing so. Let's start with female Cass as per usual for me. Let me quickly show you the hairstyles in here, and I think that they are really nice. I'm going to use them all the time. I also like that we got a lot of fringe and baby hair with them. We got this necklace, which is perfect, these steampunk glasses, these earrings, and the ear tunnels, which I will use all the time. From the full body outfits, this is my most favorite piece, this dress. Look at it paired also with this new hat that we got with the pack. This dress is so beautiful and I don't even know what to say. It really does scream money, doesn't it? We have this unisex overall and the fabric detail is so beautiful. This swimwear I am absolutely obsessed with, and especially with the stripes. We have some more dresses which are not for my personal everyday Sims, but still they are done really nicely. For some chaos, we got a crow and a ghost costume. With upper body, this is my favorite piece and my Black Widow will have to have it. This cropped airy blouse, especially in the floral patterns, absolutely beautiful. This shirt with a vest for very specific type of Sims, very beautiful. This t-shirt in plain swatches, but also ones that remind me of those Ed Hardy t-shirts when I was a kid. I heard many of my community members complaining about the amount of crop tops we again got, and yes, pretty much 1/3 are crop tops, but I personally have to admit I don't mind that too much. And here is the rest of the upper body items that came with this pack. With lower body, we got 4 more basic long trousers, but they are executed really well. And I do understand not everyone has all the packs, so it makes sense they would include some basic options also with new packs. We got 2 skirts. One is a longer one, which I think will be one of the better longer ones, honestly. The other one is this short one, and I really do like it. And then 2 shorts, from which I have to admit I only like these plain ones without the lace. Now, the shoes category is so good. First, hello! Look at these platform shoes. I will use them all the freaking time from now. This is CC quality if you ask me. Then these loafers are always a nice flats option. These boots, finally boots that look elegant, slim, and my Sims feet will not look like a loaf of bread. And then these boots, which I personally will not use a lot. We got a new ring and these long glittery nails too. Next, male cast. Regarding hair, we got a nice variety of different textures, lengths, and styles. I think the hairstyles fit the theme so well too, and I will use them all the time. This new beard also fits the vibe and the hairstyles really well. Many things from the female category are unisex and can be used also on male frame, which I love to see. For male Sims, I would say we mostly have coats and suits in the full body outfits, like you can see here. I love how they look like, and I immediately imagine Mortimer God wearing them. We have this bathrobe, which also screams Morty, and this set, which I would consider something between swimwear and sleepwear. It's really nice. From upper body, again, multiple items being cross-compatible between masculine and feminine frame. My favorite male item is probably the sweater with a shirt underneath. It's so good looking. Other than that, we have a combination of different sweaters, shirts, and vests being somewhere between businessman Morty God and also comfy grandpa. Love them. For men, we also got a bunch of basic trousers, but again, they shall be included, and some have really nice checkered swatches or so beautiful metal details, so thumbs up for that. And also shorts in some nice variety of colors. We have the 2 boots as in females and these extra pair of more chunky ones as well. And for loafers, we got these, which fit really well. The hairstyles got also transferred to child category, which I really love to see. We also got some nice outfits that I can imagine using in my everyday gameplay. Here are the ones for male Sims, really nice swatches as well. Here are the ones for females. Here we have a few more and also very universally usable also for my regular gameplays. And even toddler and infants got some nice new outfits. Here are the ones for toddlers. I love how these scary symbols are turned into softer ones with small kids. I love seeing that common sense with a pack like this. And here are the ones for infants. Again, love seeing scary morbid symbols being used with caution in a sensitive way for kids. Once again, if you feel like it, there is a whole deep dive into cast of this pack on my other YouTube channel where I post my Twitch live streams, and the video is also in the pinned comment for you. Regarding build and buy, you know that I am personally not so huge on building, but I will still mention some of the items that I feel like are really cool from this pack. This new kitchen is such a great combination of classic and modern with wood and marble, with a full stove and a fridge, as well as the dining table with multiple new chair options. 2 new bars with bar chairs as well. We got a new shower and a bathtub. We have many new things contributing to builds looking old and run down, including wallpaper, holes in wallpaper, a bunch of new lights with many being lit by candles, the curtain arch, which I believe is something we didn't have before, a new fireplace, 3 new rugs with really great textures and swatches that have really nice muted colors. These new holes that you can place on the floor or on the roof, and you can kind of look under it. This is so great for rundown builds. By the way, if this is something that speaks to you, you can directly move your Sims into this rundown house that is pre-placed in Ravenwood and includes a lot of items I just mentioned. And also we have some items for funerals and funeral homes and new gravestones and other items for cemeteries that take up quite a lot of space in build and buy. Here's an overview of the new doors that came with the pack, as well as the new windows that came with the pack. I especially love the fact that multiple windows also got swatches where the window is cracked. Again, perfect for haunted houses. There is a variety of different wallpapers, and I also want to especially show you different swatches of this one with owls and crows. I find this one to be super nice for accent walls. So, and now the conclusion. Should you buy The Sims 4 Life and Death? Is it worth it? But before that, if you made it this far into the video, would you mind giving it a little like? I do script, record, and edit all of my videos by myself, and this review will take me approximately 1 week to complete. And your like could be a signal to YouTube to offer it to more people and help me grow my channel, so thank you so much if you decided to do so. And so now, back to the question, is this pack worth it? I am so happy to officially announce that after the recent packs, like for example For Rent or Love Struck, and the disappointments coming with them, I am so happy to finally say, yes, I do recommend this pack, and I am so happy with it. Once again, this is really unexpected because I am not even someone who plays with occults or supernatural stuff in The Sims. So I was not one of those people who could not wait to be able to work as a soul reaper or as a ghost. And I still have to admit, I love this pack. It does offer a good balance of supernatural features such as ghosts or rebirth, as well as just ones for very normal gameplay like funerals and wills. I have to also say, I felt like this pack specifically had a smaller number of features, but they were really well made and well executed and detailed, which is one of the biggest complaints I was having with the previous expansion packs. And this pack genuinely makes me want to just have this gaming evening when I am in my blanket with some hot chocolate, just watching something and playing The Sims at the same time, so I am really happy with it. Of course, it is hard for me to say whether it is worth $40/euros because of how individual the value of those $40/euros is, of course. But while playing, for example, For Rent was full of frustration, of not finished gameplay that was buggy on release, with Life and Death I was genuinely looking forward to my streams to play more with the new pack because the features are so unexpected, fun, and so far are not buggy at all for me. So my final answer is yes, I do definitely recommend this pack, and I am so convinced that whether you are kind of a supernatural magic player or more a family style game player as well, you are just going to find something that you like about this pack. Thank you so much for your support and watching this video till the end, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!